Hello.
Hello, Ben.
He sounds very exasperated, doesn't he? I was thinking, Jordan. This chap looks like that Toad fellow from Mario.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I got three words for you, Ben, and they are go fuck and yourself.
We're friends, really.
I bet that's gonna mess up your sound check, isn't it? That's
No.
gonna be really loud when it gets played back.
Oh, who cares? The fans on. You can probably hear that. Not that anybody watches these. So
No,
we're
they're not
all
the most
good.
popular videos. They're not as popular as my Rome Total War video.
Yeah.
Well, what can I say?
We're gonna fight
Well, the
these
first one, the second
people
one's been a
again.
bit of a. Oh, you got to fight him. I thought you had to interview him.
Yes, and then they asked me for an interview at the end.
Ugh.
So how has your week been?
We did that.
I know, but we haven't done it for the benefit of the one person who accidentally fell into this.
What, you mean Jeff?
Yes, tell Jeff how everything is.
It's not Jeff, it's Keith.
Is it?
Oh God, you don't even know our own continuity.
All right,
You
sorry.
you act like I don't care about these things, but you don't even pay attention to the plot,
All right, fair enough. I'm
the
sorry.
vague plot that we have.
I'm sorry, Terry, or whatever the hell your name is.
Terry's my plant.
Right. Well, you're planting the audience to boost your
No,
views on.
no, the plant in my windowsill. Plant in my
Right.
windowsill. It's in the jar, the terrarium. Terrarium.
Right.
However you pronounce that word.
Terrarium.
I called it Terry.
Well, I had a good week, even though it's not done yet. I did mental health first aid training at the place where I work, and it was very interesting, and I got a lot from it, including a badge. But I would recommend anyone try that sort of thing. It was very interesting. It depends on the strength of the instructor, obviously, but we learned about lots of things, and it was incredibly interesting to do the schizophrenia playthrough.
I'm going to ask you a question now, Ben.
What?
Did you learn how to make a cup of tea? Everybody loves tea, and if they don't love tea, they're fucking morons.
Okay.
So you're
No.
gonna answer the question.
Yeah, we did. I love tea. It's great.
Good. Answers in the comment section whether you like tea or whether you're wrong.
Gimme. Yeah. So for that schizophrenia thing, we're in groups of three, and one of us had to whisper in the other's ear, as they tried to carry on a conversation. And it was interesting because you could ignore. I found I could ignore most of it, but every now and then a phrase would come out and it would throw me off. And obviously I didn't hear an awful lot of what the other person was saying, so I had to sort of. I mean, I'm very good at pretending to look like I know what you're going on about. I just nod and smile and occasionally go, "Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah."
Ah, don't you? You know, there might have been something to this Nazi thing, you know, Ben.
What?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were just going to nod and say yes. You might be right.
No. What? Why the fuck
Okay.
would I do that?
Well,
Do you
because
want to
I
talk about
don't
what
know,
you just said?
I know for a fact that no one watches this, but also contextually, it's going to be perfectly fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that was good. That was a good couple of days.
I did a first aid course a few years back. Oh, bloody hell! Bless you.
Thank you.
Gesundheit.
Yes.
But no, I did a first aid course a few years back, and a woman slapped me on my bottom during the recovery position training.
Okay.
So I slapped hers when it was recovery position training, and we all had a good giggle about it.
How did you? Are you? You sound like you're about to say, "If only women were more like that." They just accept a pinch on the bottom.
I mean, in my defence,
Oh
she
god.
did instigate it.
Were you
So if anyone was going to have any issue with it,
It should have been you. Were you comfortable with it when she did it?
it threw me off. But
Okay.
just because I wasn't expecting it.
Well,
Well, I don't mind a bit. I don't mind a bit of slap and tickle every now and again. You know, you went through that too quick for me to read.
oh, it doesn't matter. He was just. Honestly, I can never remember what he talks about because I always skip it. It's very.
Well,
It's
then
just-
it might be important.
It's not important. I know how to play the game, sir.
You, do you though? Because
Yeah.
you don't know what he says.
Of course I do. He says something about hope and Pokemon and friendship and I'm almost near Fortree, and he likes fossils.
Oh,
I had my secret base here when I was a kid.
why?
Sorry?
Why?
I just liked it.
Okay. I thought there might have been some sort of amazing mega strat reason for it.
No.
Some OP reason. Some
No,
metagaming logic. I don't know.
I'm
Whatever the
sure
kids'
people do
words to
strategize
use.
secret base locations or whatever. I'm sure. Well, they all look different on the inside, you see.
It's a bit like how the little room to the side of your house changes depending on which person you marry in Stardew Valley.
Right.
And factually speaking, Penny's is the best.
Okay.
It's got a little reading nook.
Right. That
Yeah.
does sound delightful.
Yeah. Penny's hands down the best person to marry. And not only does she bring a reading nook, but also, very importantly, you do remove her from a living in the living room of a trailer
Right.
with her alcoholic mother.
So now she's dependent on you entirely.
No, not
I see.
entirely.
You pulled her out of one situation so you can lord it over her that you saved her, and make her feel awfully
No,
guilty if she thinks about moving on to better things.
no, it's not a conversation topic choice. You can't make it. You can't lord it over her.
Well,
But what you
there
can
isn't
do,
there isn't a prompt for guilt over saving from an abusive mother-daughter relationship.
no, absolutely not.
Right.
But I'll tell you what there is. Later on in the game, you can buy her mum a house, and then you can be like, "Yeah, I built it, bitch." Not in those words, but you can highlight that you built it, and even more importantly, that she needs to start treating Penny better.
You can just kill her.
It's not an option.
Is that it's not an option to hire a hitman?
No, sadly not. Although I am the player is the best killing machine in the game,
Right.
so it'd be a bit redundant hiring a hitman, and you'd be the number one suspect. This person who keeps going around killing all these things for us. Oh no, someone's died. I wonder who did it. It'd be like saying, "Oh, you know that person who keeps getting done for tax evasion? Well, someone's not paid their taxes this month." It just. I don't know.
So we had some very sad pervert news recently.
I'm wondering where you're going with this. Then
Silvio
is it Bunga?
Berlusconi died.
Oh, okay.
He's gone to the great Bunga Bunga party in the sky.
You're the second person to make that joke to me.
Who was the other one?
One of the lads.
Oh, right.
It wasn't to me directly; it was to the group. But I'm part
yes,
of the group, so it was.
He's sexually harassing the angels now.
Who isn't? Like,
Okay, yeah. I think you only said that because you didn't know what to say.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, he's dead, and he wasn't a very nice man, and that's all
And
I have.
yet we are spending time on him.
Quite a character, I suppose, but yes.
There was an article on BBC about how he paved the way for the rise of populism, which I think is not the first rise of populism.
Well, no, not populism in general, obviously, but like.
But
Oh shit! I remember this.
Recent history.
This is a new ability. It'll lower my accuracy. I'm pretty sure.
Oh no! You better kill it fast.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those figures in modern populism, I guess.
Oh boy! I wonder where we would be these days if it weren't for Silvio Berlusconi and his Bunga Bunga parties. I'll tell you what I think when I think Bunga Bunga parties.
What?
I think that scene from Command and Conquer Red Alert, and I don't know how well you know that.
I don't.
But there's a time when you're being given a mission by cutscene, and the person giving you the mission is in a hot tub with a few scantily clad women, and I think he's Russian. And I always, whenever anyone says Bunga Bunga party, that's exactly what my mind goes to. That and obviously Silvio.
I think of bongos.
Well, that's understandable, but
because it sounds the same, doesn't it?
God, you really are quite simple sometimes, aren't you? Do you want to come and play with us, Danny?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were gonna.
They only move one space For some reason, they can't move like multiple. They can't move more than one in front.
Game is broken.
Or maybe they can't move at all in front. I don't know. But that's always been the case, I think.
Broken. That's the way.
Hmm.
We've had some other political news.
Yeah.
If you want to call that political news in the first place.
Yeah, go on.
Which one do you want to tackle first? I've got two, and they're both about women.
Can we do the one that's probably on my list? The one that made me want to get very angry. And I thought was
either.
outrageous and involved MPs behaving appallingly.
It doesn't help.
Okay, well, do you want me to just go ahead and...
You do it, and then I'll do the
Okay,
other one.
well, so there was like an inquiry thing, and an MP read out a statement written by a trans woman who had, been suicidal and was struggling terribly. And this inquiry was recorded, so we could see certain MPs behind this woman rolling their eyes, tutting, and saying, "What a load of rubbish."
Well, that's not good.
No, it's not.
This is news to me. I didn't know about this.
Yeah, it was all over our Twitter because of who we follow on who I followed on our behalf on Twitter.
I do so little. I mean, I share bits on there and have a look every now and then.
One of them was Joanna Cherry, who I think was the comedian who wanted to do a bit of stand-up, and the place she wanted to do it at didn't really want her there because her views were a bit made some of the people who work there feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
And and some of them, there were Rosie Duffield or whatever the fuck her name is, who's a Labour MP. She was one of them, and I will not be voting Labour in the next election, not just because of this, but for a number of reasons.
Well,
and I just want to say, those women are fucking evil.
Does this mean that the Greens have got your vote?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
what a guess.
Even they're not perfect.
Well, no, I mean their one MP is standing down.
I know, that's scary. She's great, but you can't. You can only expect someone to hold the fort for so not forever. You can't expect them to do it in perpetuity.
Well, it'd be nice if they had another MP. That's all.
Yeah, but she was great, and I hope the Greens get in again. I think they probably might.
I understand that the Lib Dems don't stand there, so that the Greens can get in. I don't know how true that is, but I think there's some sort of agreement about it. Because politically, they're quite similar.
I mean, a bit.
Wait, quite.
What
you got?
Oh yeah, that's the. You've not seen this before.
It's been a while.
That's the effect that pops up on the screen if a Pokemon is poisoned. And let me tell you, I just about shit myself the first time that happened when I was a kid. I thought, oh my god, I've broken the game.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous that it happens. It's your Pokemon inside a Pokeball that is poisoned. Why the hell are you?
Well, just to let you know that its health is depleting.
Well, I don't care.
So you don't forget. Shall we steal from this elderly man's garden?
Probably not.
I think we shall.
Anyway. I'm a backseat driver here. I have no control over the wheel.
Although honestly, I don't think any of them are worth stealing, so let's leave. I'm not going to go in the berry house because I don't care for berries.
Right, so that wasn't on my list of politics stuff. Shall we do the legal one first?
Oh, I think I know which one this is.
So on Sunday, a certain former First Minister got arrested.
Oh, no, I didn't think it was that one. I thought it was something else. Go on.
Nicola Sturgeon got arrested, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
And then spent some time getting questioned. And then got released.
Without charge.
Obviously, that's in connection with alleged money issues in the SNP.
Allegedly.
What the specific thing.
Oh, I think somebody bought a camper van and maybe had an orgy. I don't know.
I don't think it was. I think it was a proper big old motorhome. I think you're belittling the situation by saying camper van.
Notice you didn't say anything about the orgy I made up, but okay.
Well, I wouldn't know. I've not followed it that closely. But no, allegedly there's been some money irregularities since he got involved in
Irregularities
the
in the pension
investigation.
fund, yeah.
Well, yeah, no. So I just thought that was quite an interesting bit of news. I
Yes, it
assume.
was. It was a big deal that the former first minister of Scotland was taken away in the back of a police car.
That's both of the last two have had some sort of issue
Yes.
afterwards, isn't it? Wasn't there some scandal about salmon? But
Well, Alex
ended up
Salmon was a
being,
bit gropey by all accounts.
and then obviously
Allegedly.
she might be a bit embezzling,
Crooked,
allegedly.
allegedly.
So whatever the next guy is gonna be, that's fine.
Do you know who the new First Minister is?
I hear his name and I know it's him. I can't remember. His name.
I don't think I've ever heard it. I probably have. I couldn't tell
Tell you
you
what,
for love nor money.
I'll Google it, but it's like I say, he's not been in the job long, so I don't feel too bad about
No.
that. First Minister of Scotland, Humza Yousaf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could be.
no, it is.
Okay, I'll take your
um,
word for it. Well, I hope he enjoys
he's not
his
allegedly
time.
the First Minister.
As
He's
First
actually the
Minister.
First. So yeah, and then the other one, this I thought was a bit of this surprised me. This is the biggest surprise I've had this week, and it came to me this morning. Nadine Dorries hasn't actually resigned yet.
No, I saw that on our Twitter.
Yeah, that's what
She just said it. Apparently, there's there's probably like a process you have to go through. That makes sense.
You're meant to write to your
Constituencies
like the funny thing is when we found out, I sent you a joke that I'd seen about how she was going to write to the wrong whip's office,
yeah.
and she's still not fucking done it properly. So she may well somehow. I mean, I don't think she has. From what I understand, what's happened is she said that she has with immediate effect, but she hasn't actually done the paperwork, which is understandable.
Well, of course she fucking hasn't.
Tories aren't happy about it because it means that they can't.
3 by-elections, bitches.
Well, it'll be 2 and then 1. I know it adds up to 3, but it's Nadine Dorries has single-handedly, with her inefficiency, made sure that the Tories don't lose 3 seats in one day. Doesn't matter how the election goes now. I mean, they can still lose all 3, but at least they won't be on the same day.
Well, I suppose that looks marginally better for the papers.
Congratulations to her. Maybe she will get that.
Oh, she'll
or whatever the fuck it is.
I don't know. She'll probably.
Did you know one of the people being made a dame in this Boris Johnson office was the DJ at the party that happened the night before Prince Philip's funeral?
Fucking.
Yeah.
One of them is 29 years old and was an intern.
And I can't help but wonder what she did.
Well,
isn't she a blonde?
Yes, I heard a rumor that she's one of his many love children.
With a Curie or whatever her name is.
Oh, I don't fucking care.
I'd heard something that she looked a bit like a Curie, but I can't remember what Curie looks like.
I don't know why the fuck people haven't set fire to things yet. We are a country of fucking lick boots.
Well, you know.
You know, if we're such a fucking homophobic country, the English certainly do love fucking deep throating the Tories.
You feel quite strongly about this, don't you, Ben?
What?
About, anti-Tory sentiment and how we should all be anti-Tory.
Where's this going?
No, I'm asking. You seem quite there's no fucking point to what I'm saying. I'm making conversation.
Are you recording me?
You're recording it.
Yes, I am. For a second there, I forgot. But yes, I am very anti-Tory.
I think that's perfectly reasonable.
I fail to see how you can be a good person and not be anti-Tory.
Well, I think the issue is that a lot of people are probably anti-modern Tory, but they're not so anti-Tory belief, like the traditional Tory.
Well, yes, they don't like the last few years of. They wouldn't even blame it on conservatism. They just say the last few governments.
but not say that it's the inherent political.
Oh, they'll win them back. They always do. Give them 10 years or so. The
Well,
whole fucking thing will repeat again, and we'll be back in the same position. People will be going, God, we've got to get rid of these Tories. Saying, well,
God,
we gave you your
if only we
fucking
hadn't
chance.
voted for it.
I wonder whether this will work. I mentioned
Well,
before Shedinja is only hit by moves that are super effective against it.
yeah.
Now, Jeff has an ability that turns normal moves into flying types, but it's still listed as a normal move, so we'll see. It does work. Myth busted.
What, there was no myth there.
Myth busted.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I thought the woman topic you were going to mention was that woman who went to prison for an abortion.
No. I haven't really
She
looked
was.
into that one, honestly, yeah.
She. I didn't hear much about it, but she had a late stage abortion.
My very
And went
little
to-
understanding
Sorry.
is my very small understanding is that we have a time limit as to when abortions can happen legally in this country. That time limit was exceeded, and therefore, arguably, it is a legitimate legal matter. Now, I wouldn't
It's
necessarily say
legal, but legality and morality are not synonymous.
I would say that I don't believe that abortion should, in any circumstance, warrant a
No.
criminal sentence.
Custodial sentence. No.
I don't even think you should get a record for it. Ultimately, like there are always going to be some sort of circumstance that justifies an abortion.
Yeah.
And I mean, what do we know? We are two white men.
It was an archaic law as well. It dated back to like the mid 19th century. That law.
Yeah, like the
And the
minute you
judge was
enforce
just
that
being
kind
a
of law,
spiteful cunt.
the minute you're enforcing a law on that basis, then you need to reconsider why.
And she's got
You're
3
doing
kids,
it.
and now she's in prison.
Well,
And the world is a shithole. This country is a shithole.
yeah.
Burn it down, kids. Do what we failed to do. Burn it all down.
We had that incident yesterday, didn't we, in Leicester? Yesterday for us. I mean, you guys were saying it's about 2 weeks late.
Yeah, it's
For
alright.
us, it's the 14th of June for us.
Nadine
We're
Dorris
doing
is
it.
probably fucking supreme commander of the new Britannic Isles or whatever the fuck it's called now.
Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, there was that incident in Leicester yesterday, wasn't there? Was it Leicester, Nottingham?
Was
One
that
of
the
them.
one with the students and the caretaker in the van and the thing?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that was sad.
Well, I haven't. Again, I've not paid much attention.
Well, no, I
heard
haven't.
about it. And like, someone said that because of that they'd found the bodies quite early on in the morning, which found the bodies suggests that it wasn't like these things happened, and then immediately everyone knew what was going on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll be honest. I didn't read anything into this. I just saw the headline. I assumed it was like a terrorist attack type thing, that it all had happened at once, or like a spree. I didn't realise there was some degree of presumably spacing. You know, if they had to find the bodies.
Yeah, I mean that's finding the bodies definitely suggests that it's not like the London Bridge stabbings. or whatever.
No.
You know, that's a completely whole different kettle of fish. The first thing I said to one of my colleagues, who I was happy to be talking about it at the time, was the fact that they've had to find the bodies leads me to think it can't be terrorism. Now, the counter-terrorist police have got involved.
Yeah, that may just be a matter of formality, but I see where
Well,
you're coming
absolutely.
from. The whole point of
Like-
terrorism is to strike terror, and the best way to, hiding the bodies is not a great way to do that. You want it
I don't
out in the
necessarily
open and loud.
I don't think they were necessarily
Top
hidden.
tip.
I just think that because of when it was, no one was around, or very few people were around. Apparently, someone witnessed someone getting hit by the van,
There must be so much shit in this house.
probably. But yeah, no, I mean, obviously we're not police, are we? So we don't know what the fuck's going on.
No, we're not.
Why would you do that when you could have done the Cagney and Lacey thing?
Do you know what I was humming?
No, I don't. I assumed it was a bill.
It was the Bill.
Okay, well,
He
then,
named that tune in 20 notes. Well done.
I don't entirely think it was 20 notes. Actually, I'm really good with music if I know the song. If I
Right.
don't know the song, I'm useless. But if I know the song, I'm really good with it.
Yeah, I'm really good at
Everything in my
quizzes
music
when I
collection.
know the answer. Yeah.
There's only one. Oh no, but you can know a song but not know the name of the song.
Yeah, true that.
every single thing in my playlist, one note, I've got it, with the exception of 2 songs, because I am absolutely certain they start with the exact same note at the start.
Oh, can I guess?
If you want.
Is it Hit Me Baby One More Time and Jerusalem?
No.
Right.
Funnily enough, you can have any more guesses.
Funny enough, what?
Funny enough, no, it's not.
All right. Was one of them right?
No.
Okay.
Although one of those songs is in the playlist.
Well, I'm gonna guess it's Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Yes, but it's not the Britney version.
All right.
There's a
Susan
version that
Boyle
Bowling for-
version. I don't know.
There's a version that Bowling for Soup did as part of the
Right.
album that they did.
Is it Hotel California and Lollipop?
Are you thinking Lollipop the Mika song?
Lollipop, lollipop. Ooh,
Oh, not
lollipop.
that.
No, I don't know. What is it?
Well, it's neither of them. It's November Rain
Right.
and Thank You for the Music.
Do. Do. That's a no, isn't it?
Yeah, and then it lifts up a bit.
Something
So
like
I'm absolutely certain they are the same note, and so I can't get it from that one note because I only one of those is actually in my playlist, my main playlist at the moment. But when they were both in the playlist, the old playlist, I was like, which one is it? Okay, it's that one.
Check it out.
It's the only one. It's the only one I couldn't, you know. Yeah. Speaking of music, did you hear about the Beatles?
Yeah, they've resurrected John Lennon in the form of a robot.
Well,
Sort of.
not quite.
They're auto-tuning it, aren't they, or AI doing it?
What they've done is they've had an AI look at a tape recording, an old cassette tape recording. So what that was, kids, was a piece of plastic with some tape inside it.
They were shit.
Through the power of magic, sound was put onto them.
Yeah, and old fucks like to reminisce about how great they were, but they really were quite terrible, and we're much better off now.
Funnily enough, you say that, I have some tapes in my hand as we speak.
Right.
Like, they're blank. I bought them with a handheld recorder so I could record stuff. But it's all gone pear-shaped because it's, well, as you say, they're shit. So, yeah, that's a thing. But no, yeah, I thought that was interesting. That we're at that point now where we are taking music from demo tapes, which is what it was. It was apparently a quote ropey cassette.
Yeah. Complete work you sort of didn't really get around to finishing. It was basically just like notes for a future song that never really happened, can't you?
Well, they tried to do it before, but the quality was so bad that they couldn't do it. Like, it'd be like if you were talking and you had your fan right next to your microphone.
What now?
Literally, no, like while we were doing these, if your fan was literally blowing into your microphone rather than just in the room.
Okay, I mean, I know you can hear it. Fewer
Only
slashes
lightly.
there.
Only
But,
like,
I
I don't know why you're
really-
apologising to them. We're not here.
I know, I really don't. I'm sorry. You must know we make cheap videos. The content is good, but let's be honest, the production value isn't great. I shit these out, basically.
I wouldn't even go so far as to say that the content is good some of the time. I remember that time you were sick and I was playing a campaign by myself.
You were not. You were not. I was there for moral support.
Yes, but moral support does nothing in the face of zombies.
Au contraire.
You can contraire all you like.
So, in more controversial news, and this was this was one of the more controversial news stories I saw in recent
more
days.
Controversial than the abortion thing and John Lennon's voice thing. Oh my god.
The first drive-through Chinese restaurant is opening in the UK. Now, as you can imagine, a lot of thoughts on this issue. I didn't see any of them, but I wanted to know what you made of the thing.
The concept of a drive-through Chinese restaurant makes perfect sense to me, and I love it.
Right.
I don't know why this is a why would anyone think differently?
Well, I'm broadly in favour. I don't feel quite as strongly as you do, of course.
Well, you don't drive, so you're not going to benefit from it in any
I
way,
could
shape, or form.
walk.
Also, it's probably in Luton.
I don't know whether it's in Luton, it's in Macclesfield or some other god awful place.
Well, the point is, it's not going to be around here.
No, it's not. Yeah, but I mean, can Chinese food be cooked that quickly?
Of course, it can.
Yes, I think you're right. I mean, surely they have similar sort of things in China. You can buy street food from vendors.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily compare street food in China to what we consider to be a Chinese.
Oh God, no. I mean, I didn't mean to, but you know, the concept is there broadly. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very loosely the same, only very, very loosely.
I don't imagine that chow mein, for example, takes all that long, based on what it is.
Wow.
Right, 5-minute job.
I mean, I've seen stir fries done very quickly, so possibly, yeah.
You know, and the fact is, go on.
Well, with a good team who know what they're doing and are well trained, it could be
You go to a McDonald's and there will be the common stuff ready to go because it won't be sat there for long. Like you don't have to wait for fries because they're there. 99 times out of 100.
Nummy.
You know. Have you got more on this or?
No, I just wanted to you know, start the discussion. Really, you know, start the conversation about this.
Because I've got something that is.
I want one of these things. Ask me why I want one of these things.
Why do you want one of these things?
Because it's one of the best HM slaves in the game.
Is it because it looks like a testicle?
What the fuck are you? Oh yeah, I forgot you've got really fucked up testicles, haven't you?
Testicle.
Yeah. This is definitely gonna kill it. I fucked up.
Yeah,
It's definitely killed it. Shit.
Speaking of Chinese food,
Right.
I saw a clip from Mitchell and Webb.
Right.
Of a character called Captain Todger.
Oh dear.
Are you familiar with Captain Todger?
No, I'm not. Oh my god, is that the worst chat-up line in history?
It may well be. Captain Todger is the non-PC superhero.
Oh fuck, I fucked up.
He's the bigot superhero, if you will. In that he is racist in a quote-unquote lovable way.
Yeah.
You know the way.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
He at one point went to prison for statutory rape.
Oh dear.
Had to save the world whilst in prison.
Sorry.
So hang on. Let me.
Okay.
He broke out of prison to save the world.
Yeah.
And then, because he still had time in his sentence, went back to prison after saving the world.
Who plays him?
It's Robert Webb.
I thought it would be, yeah.
Of the two. In that particular one where he had to go back to prison, they had Mitchell playing the villain. But yeah, no, it's one of those ridiculous fucking characters. But it would be if anyone that was on TV in the 70s was actually a superhero. That's exactly what it is, because they really got away with all that shit back then. Yeah,
I have a question.
Go on.
You preface this with speaking of Chinese.
Oh yeah, so the clip I saw, he'd saved the world by putting a large phallus-shaped polar ice cap into a volcano, which is in itself a problematic solution. I can't remember if it's much more of the specifics, but obviously it was cock-shaped because of his name, right? And he said, they said everyone in the world has been saved, and he said even the Chinese. And he was pointing out that it wasn't racist to say that, because if it said saved everyone in the world apart from the Chinese, that would be racist. And then he wanted to go and get a quote unquote, you know, that word that people use to describe the Chinese sometimes, and shouldn't really be said.
Yeah.
And he used that phrase. And obviously, all that context together made me think of that. I had written down Captain Todger, non-PC superhero, on my list of things to talk about, and it was genuinely connected to one of the things that I wanted to talk about. But obviously, it was relevant at the time. it had more relevance. I'm crossing it off as we speak. Woohoo.
Well, that sort of reminds me of the non-PC Panto sketch they did.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and basically they have. Yes, they're rehearsing a Panto, and David Mitchell comes in and says, "Sorry, the council or the theatre have said this isn't appropriate. We've got to cut all these scenes." And one of Robert Webb's replies is, "Even the Dame rape," which sort of tells you the tone of it. But it's not a anti-PC thing. The point is that actually it's very, very, very reasonable that these demands are being made, and the virulent reaction to the demands that are being made isn't particularly valid.
It is. I know we've touched on this before, but it is remarkable that they haven't been cancelled. Given
What?
some of the stuff they did.
Like what?
Like blackface. They've done blackface in sketches.
Yeah, but as you're so fond of saying, context is important.
Well, yeah, I know it is
You know.
important, but like this is the kind of thing that, from a time when it wasn't okay to do it, they did it. Whereas a lot of the things that people get cancelled for are not all of them, but some of the things I should say that people have been cancelled for are things that were not seen as bad at the time that they were done.
Well, I'm still waiting for Precious Little, that character, to come back and haunt Matt Lucas and David Walliams. It was astonishing that the BBC had that on. Not all that long ago, which is insane.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah. Now, I think tonight is proving to be the video of important questions. We've already had conversation about the first drive-through Chinese restaurant, which I think proved very profitable and important and interesting. But I have a question for you, Jordan.
Hang on a sec, because I've got something about things having to be cut from media.
Right, can I maybe go first, seeing as you let me set it up?
Well, I didn't know. I was going to ask you, but you were talking, and I know you don't like people talking over you.
I know,
It'll take 30 seconds.
Okay, fine, interrupt me, Jesus.
I will. Fuck you.
Okay.
I'd heard that the Team America movie, they'd specifically written a golden shower into the puppet sex scene for the express purpose of being able to cut it from the sex scene so that they could get what they actually wanted.
Well, this isn't uncommon, you see. That they were. I mean, South Park do this all the time. It's made by the same people. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They will. They will. If they want a particular joke left in that's a bit risque, they will put something in that they know will cause people. Will result in a letter telling them to cut it, and then that way they can say, "Okay, we cut this. We've got rid of the thing you wanted," and it feels like they made a huge change, even though they haven't really done much of anything.
It's good negotiation, really, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You know, highball people
Yes.
so that you can step back and.
I'm willing to back off on this thing I really want. You know, do us a favour. Let us keep this thing we kind of want.
Gosh darn! I can't believe that we've had to give this thing up.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, your question now that we.
Yes. Where have all the earwigs gone?
Is that your question?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. Oh, is that what?
When was the last time you saw an earwig?
I don't know.
Precisely.
I'm not entirely sure. I know what an earwig is.
It's one of those little things with the pincers.
Oh, that narrows it down.
With the pincers on the back.
That really narrows it down.
You must Google an earwig. No, I don't want to Google an earwig. I'm not doing what you tell me. Okay, fine. Don't play ball.
I've literally got my phone in my hand to do it.
Okay, thank you very much. Reverse psychology.
I was already doing it while you were bitching about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the last time I saw one of them. I don't think I've ever actually seen one of them. I've never knowingly seen one of them.
You must have when you were a kid.
Probably, but like.
Did you never play in the garden when you were a kid? I'm gonna kill this thing. I can't risk it. What?
Did I ever play in the garden when I was a kid?
Didn't you? Did you not? Play in the garden. Did you do it?
No,
No. Why
very
not?
rarely. Because we always had shit gardens.
All right.
I don't even have a garden now.
Oh, ours are too fucking big.
Didn't have a garden at the last place. Is that why it took you half an hour to water the
Yes, I skipped the things I
Because-
thought were living.
Here's the thing, because in fact, oh, you know what? I gave you a lot more credit than I should have.
What?
It was almost an hour.
Well,
I got a message. Hey, guess what, Keith? I got a message at 4 minutes to 7 saying, "Gonna water the garden. Keep you posted. RE start times." Then an hour later, in response to something I had sent almost immediately, I got a question mark, and then we were ready to go. There was no keeping me posted. There was, I'm about to do a thing, and then I'm ready.
well, I wasn't exactly going to say I'm 25% of the way through.
No, but you could have given me an estimate as to how long you were going to be.
Well, I don't know.
No, if you're 25% of the way
Oh,
through,
God
you
and
apply.
Himmel.
It's basic. You do this a lot, you know. You're like, oh, I'll keep you posted, and then you say nothing, absolutely nothing at all of value. Now, I will admit, in recent weeks, you have been better at that, at providing detail, like with your ETAs as to when your Chinese food's going to turn up. Vaguely relevant again. I don't know why I looked off to the side as if I was talking to someone, but I just did. So you know, feel immersed. You know, this is one of your big flaws. Oh look, Ben, it's an earwig.
It's a spider.
No, it's not a spider. I got 4 legs. Oh, now you're ill.
It's hay fevery time.
It is one of your flaws. Is that you don't keep people in the loop as well as you say you're going.
Well, there's nothing really to report.
Still report something. If you say you're gonna, you know.
I haven't seen an earwig in ages.
Oh, okay.
I
Have you
saw-
set off your Siri or whatever that is?
What?
Did you set off your Siri?
No, I'm on YouTube
Why are you on YouTube?
because I need help finding this thing. I think I know. I think it's here, but I haven't had any luck.
Oh well.
Okay.
And to think, I did a whole load of stuff on YouTube, ready for going through with you. As part of this new game that I've got for you.
Oh yeah, that.
I'm saying new this time, I should add.
Is this like a
It's
new
like
connections type thing?
It's going to be a one-off. I don't see it happening more than this one time.
Okay.
But you know.
Well, I am
thing
in the
that
right
I've-
place. It transpires.
I do think that this is something you might enjoy. When we get to it.
Well, shall we? Do you want a topic or do you want my connections?
I think we do your connections whilst I'm playing my game.
Okay. Shall I do my topic and then you can do your game?
That makes sense.
Okay, because it's my last topic.
Your last
Oh no, it's my
obviously-
second. I've got 2 topics.
Save some for the next video.
Okay.
This Ben is exactly why you spend all that time on Reddit or BBC News or whatever the hell it is you're doing whilst I'm playing my games. This is why you don't pay attention to the games, because you've blown your load in your video while you're playing. That's what you've done. You've blown your load, Ben.
I can't help it. It's the sound of your voice.
Well, you know, if only I'd got into this sort of thing earlier. Sentiment I'm having a lot of lately.
Okay. Well, where the fucking cunthole is this thing? Come on, let me love you.
Language, Ben. I assume you after another one of those testicle Pokemon.
I want Magoo boy.
Oh, you that's even more testicle Pokemon.
Gooey.
Go on, are you doing your topic? Are you really you getting
Well,
yourself
I've got
right
2
up the
topics
end?
in a connection. I suppose. How many have you got?
I have 3, 4, 5, into 6, 7, 8, 9 topics left, and I've crossed 4 off my list.
Okay. Well, why don't we have your game then? Fuck it.
All right.
It'll pass
This game, Ben.
the time.
This game, Ben, is a. Can you guess the Doctor Who episode from the bad review of it?
Oh.
Yeah, you see,
Oh,
you're
sounds
excited at
fun.
that
Yeah,
idea.
go on, do it. How many bad reviews do I get? Just the one?
It's one bad review per episode.
Oh, I see. So it's multiple episodes. I see. Right. Fair enough.
So what I've got.
And these will be episodes I have seen, right?
If you let me finish, the videos I watched, which provided it, because this is a stolen format, right?
Oh,
This is a
right,
format
right.
I've seen in videos online, and I watched 4 of them. No, sorry, 3 of them, so that I could get episodes that I knew you had seen. So, with that in mind, you already know that it's only Eccleston and Tennant.
Lovely.
Because I know you've not. You've seen snippets of Smith, and I know you've seen bits and bobs from from later, from Capaldi and Whittaker, but you've not seen actual proper episodes, so you're not going to be able to get. So I've made sure that those episodes are not included. Okay.
Cool. Yes.
Right then, first one. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I've been ready for about 5 minutes.
Well, you didn't even know it existed 5 minutes ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Come on,
I've got
Gooey.
9 of them. There's 9
You know
episodes.
what?
I want to see what
I'm
scores
going
you
to
get.
save. There's a reason I'm saving. You'll find
You're
out
about
soon
to
enough. No.
Right then. Okay, so first one. This episode is fun and greatly comedic at times, but other than some delightful development and grounding of characters, all the episode does is wrap up some minor threads from the earlier two-parter. Lack of substance and the extremely dull setting of Cardiff Bay curse a fun romp.
Is it Boomtown?
What's your logic then?
It's set in Cardiff Bay. Sort of follows a two-parter in Aliens of London and World War Three. And while
You are. Go on.
And while it's fun, it does focus a lot on the plot holes. I actually, the wrapping up the plot stuff. I actually like it.
I do like that episode. The whole point is that these are people who think these are shit episodes for whatever reason.
I like
this-
the talk the Doctor gives to Margaret Blaine, or whatever the fuck her name is,
I think
saying, that's how you live with yourself. Every now and then you let one of them live for no real reason whatsoever. And you look yourself in the eye and say, I am a merciful person.
it is a good line. And some of Eccleston's Doctor at his finest,
Yeah.
I would say.
Okay, am I right?
You are right.
Yeah, did it.
I've got another one for you.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to start with the easier ones.
Oh, okay.
This episode is one that helps bridge the gap between the modern and classic series, and I commend it for that. I just wish it hadn't been done in this way. The Doctor's over 900 years old. Of course he has more friends than you. Get over yourself, Rose, and stop being such a selfish bitch. Grow up and act your age. I was playing along as best I could, and I couldn't remember
I know
episode,
it.
but I did know what it was.
It's School Reunion, isn't it?
It is School Reunion.
I
that's
was
right.
thinking, okay, this is going to be one of the Dalek or Cyberman ones, but I remember Sarah Jane. Lovely Sarah Jane. Poor Liz Sladen. Much missed.
Yes. Where am I? Which one was it?
How fucking rare is this thing?
Right, I've got, this is the last of the really properly easy ones, I would say.
Okay.
This is possibly the worst Doctor Who episode ever penned.
Right.
Without trying to make a pun, this episode was so repetitive. The lack of Catherine Tate was also disappointing. She really brings a lot of humour to every episode. The only highlight for me was the last scene with Catherine Tate and the preview of next week.
Are they seriously... I cannot believe that. I cannot believe they've said Midnight is one of the worst Doctor Who episodes ever.
Why can't you believe that?
Because it's great.
Why is it so great?
I'm not going into detail, but it's fucking brilliant.
It is Midnight. I mean, the giveaway is for Catherine Tate, really.
Yeah.
She is literally...
And the repetitive pun. Very clever. Whichever mindless fucking drone said that.
Yeah, they weren't named
Am I
properly.
doing something wrong? Because I can't seem to find this thing.
Is it raining? Does the rain help or hinder your progress?
Help. Well, it's always raining on this route, so...
Oh, well, you know. Right then. She wasn't bad at all, but I liked Rose better. Plus, Ms. Piper is a far better actress. Finally, if you thought Rose's mother annoying, you will instantly despise Martha's family. I really hope we won't see them again, but I'm really afraid we will. I never thought I'd say that, but we will all miss
I'm terribly sorry.
Bless you.
That was a cough, but whatever. I think
Don't worry.
it's Smith and Jones.
How come?
Well, the way it's talking, it suggests that this is the introduction of these characters. They haven't got tired of. Well, they have got tired of them, but 1 second.
It's okay. Ben's just dying slowly while still walking around looking for his Goomy. At this exact moment in time, he's more concerned about finding Goomy than he is.
The goo.
What?
Give me the goo.
Don't say that. I'll get an erection.
Yeah, I think it's Smith and Jones.
You are correct. It is 50 days.
Lovely.
So far, you're 4 for 4.
Well, yes.
Right then. I cannot understand how anybody could regard this episode as anything but totally awful. It was thinly scripted and played far too much for laughs. One thing above all really stood out for me, and that was that this Doctor seems to have little regard for anyone but himself and whoever his companion is. Oh well, better luck next time, Doctor. Looking forward to season 3.
Okay. Now, I'm sort of torn on this one.
Okay.
See, I'm thinking the Christmas invasion. Because some of the language, it seems to be... I'm in the wrong fucking grass patch. It seems to suggest that they've freshly regenerated. And that they don't care much for it.
Okay.
But I'm not certain. Could you repeat it, please?
I really cannot understand how anybody could regard this episode as anything but totally awful.
Yeah.
It was thinly scripted
Right.
and played far too much for laughs. One thing above all really stood out for me, and that was that this Doctor seems to have little regard for anyone but himself and whoever his companion is. Oh well, better luck next time, Doctor. Looking forward to season 3.
I don't know. You see, the family of blood slips in there a bit. But that was season 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, that rules that one out. Or the people making the comment might not really know what they're talking about.
It could be Tooth and Claw.
Tooth and Claw being the werewolf episode from season 2, yeah?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Just for the viewer at home that
yeah.
doesn't know them all by name.
He's not a fucking nerd. You know, I
didn't get this. I made a mistake with this one.
Well, okay. I don't know, but I'm going to go for... Actually, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Tooth and Claw.
You're going Tooth and Claw?
Yeah, go on.
You are incorrect.
Okay, what was it?
It was A Runaway Bride.
Okay. Yeah? Yeah?
Looking forward to Series 3 is probably the best clue there.
Yes, but they could be saying that early on into Series 2, and it's just like, let's get this over and done with.
I'll be honest, I thought it was the second, not the finale, for when I can't remember what it's called. It's Doomsday and the other one.
Oh, Army of Ghosts.
That's the one. I thought it was the Army of Ghosts. Personally, because he didn't really seem to give a shit about anything, did he? That one. Just wanted to get Rose out of the bubble, and that was it. But yeah, no. So not that one. I will. Are you enjoying this game?
Yes, it's interesting. Yeah.
Okay. This has to be the worst episode of the entire 50-year run of Doctor Who.
Okay.
Why on Earth? And yes, we are still stuck on Earth. Would have one of the best scripted shows to emerge in a century of television feel that it's had something to gain by drawing inspiration from the worst dregs of the death of all that is any good in television. That is the words of. I mean, that's what it says. So.
Can I hear that last bit once more, please?
Yeah, one sec. Why on earth, and yes, we are still stuck on Earth, would one of the best scripted shows to emerge in a century of television feel that it had something to gain by drawing inspiration from the worst dregs of the death of all that is any good in television?
Okay, let's think about this. But he said 50-year run, didn't he?
Yes.
Or she? Probably he, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So that... Magoo boy!
I really hope you don't knock it out.
Yeah, I fucking do. Or Magoo girl, I should say. Okay. Is it by any chance Bad Wolf?
Why do you say Bad Wolf?
Because reality TV shows.
And you consider him to be the worst dregs of the death of all that is any good in television?
I think this individual might.
You must at least subconsciously agree with that statement if you decided to go.
I know, I can see why somebody would say that. That seems like a good educated guess. Honestly, my first thought was soaps.
Oh, okay.
Moonraker.
So you're going Bad Wolf, are you?
Yeah, go on.
You are correct. It is Bad
Hey!
Wolf. So nicely done.
Lovely.
Done. Okay, so there's only 3 left then.
Okay,
Currently, you have got 5 out of 6 correct.
okay.
So you know,
Let's go for the win.
since you mentioned,
Almost.
well, you've already won. You've already won. You can't get less than half now. Seeing as you mentioned soaps, I'll go with this one.
Okay.
Boring. I might as well watch a documentary about soap operas and chuck some images
Please
from
do.
horror movies in every now and then. Doesn't help that Tennant is absolutely wasted. The only point of this story is to set up the season finale, and that is all I will ever see this as.
So presumably it sets up the season finale. It's got Tennant in it. Narrows it down.
You've gone from 4 seasons to 3 seasons.
Yeah, but it's
4 and a bit.
it sets up. But it's like a soap, but with horror elements in it, which sort of makes me think of Fear Her. But I don't think that really. And Tennant is wasted in Fear Her.
Can't do that. That's a cancel then.
I
Whatever.
honestly don't have any memory of Fear Her really. I mean, I know bits
people
and
on
pieces.
People on TikTok fucking love the bloke. He's going on about how she can't do.
I
Rose can't do anything with pickaxe.
sorry.
It's a council pickaxe.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that ball we got that made things shiny?
Yes.
Let's use it on goo.
I hope you catch it.
Motherfucker. God damn it. Oh well. That's no shiny goomy for us then.
There's no guarantee you're going to catch a Goomy at all.
Au contraire.
You've not got that many Pokeballs left.
I've got enough.
So you're leaning towards Fear Her, but you're not sure because you don't know.
Well-
remember a lot about it.
God, I hope this thing is the right nature. It sets up a series finale. What do you want to call this thing?
I don't know.
Come on, you've chosen every nickname thus far. Just pick...
So it's about time you picked one then.
No, come
Your
on.
body wants it so bad.
I know, but I wanted all of them. That's why I called them. Your
Goo Girl.
Goo Girl. Goo Girl it is. Sounds like
With a
Google.
hyphen.
Okay, with a hyphen.
in
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I hope Goo Girl has a good nature.
Some good nature's good.
Yeah, that's good. I'll take that. Okay, so
Does that mean we can leave these bushes now?
yes.
Thanks,
Mercifully. I wasn't any happier with it than you were.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, incidentally, we can also teach it surf. Yes. My suspicion. Well, I think key to this is the idea that it sets up the series finale.
I would say that is definitely probably one of the best clues there.
So what
It's probably
set?
it is the best clue.
I don't really think anything in Fear Her sets up the series finale.
No, I wouldn't say it does. Mostly because I can't remember a fucking thing about it either.
No.
Other than it's set in 2012. The Olympics is happening, and for some god knows what reason, he likes to slay him.
Yeah, that's a mistake
Like,
maybe. So what have we got to work with? So it's like a soap with horror-y elements. Presumably it comes sort of towards the end, maybe. Okay, what episodes set up Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways? Well, rather a lot. Alright, come on Google. Rather a lot, as well you know. Okay, I think I know what it is.
Go on then.
I know that's not it. I
What
thought
did you
Father's
think?
Day. Father's Day had the
Yeah, no, I can see that.
the soap horror elements of it.
It would be setting up the next season's finale in that case because Father's Day was a Eccleston.
Well, is it really setting up if it's intentional? If it's unintentional, I don't think it is. I don't think we can really count that as setting anything up.
No, but if you were going for that one,
I suppose it does make sense, but no, I know what you mean.
it would be the next because you don't see Pete again until season 2.
No.
So.
What even is there in season 2? I don't know, and I'm not going to drag this out anymore. I don't know. Oh shit, I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to take the point away from you. You can't win the point. But if I were to tell you it's season 3, would that help?
Is it Blink?
No, it's not.
No.
It's the Family of Blood.
I never would have gotten that.
It's because of a whole pocket watch thing, isn't it? That'll be how it's setting up the.
Yeah, but I don't really get the soap elements to it.
No, I didn't get it. I mean, the horror makes sense. With
Yeah.
But no, the soap opera stuff, I didn't. No, it didn't make much sense to me. But you know, they're shitty reviews for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Right then. This one's got one very helpful clue right at the start. It really narrows it down. This episode. No, you don't know if that's sarcasm or not, do you yet?
No, I
Do you
don't.
think I mean it?
Well, I suddenly thought, what if it says, I don't like John Sims as the master or something.
Yeah, that would narrow it down quite a bit. This episode makes no sense in the continuity of season 2.
Okay.
It's okay on its first watch, but its problems become more glaringly obvious every time I revisit it. Everyone is incredibly out of character, and the episode does not fit into the Doctor and Rosa's story arc at all. Honestly, the season as a whole makes more sense if you just skip.
Okay, so we're talking about something in series 3. That was a joke. That was a cunning joke.
I wasn't entirely sure because the tone wasn't clear.
Let's get double teamed. Come on, Keith. Let's get double teamed. Right. Series 2. Well, Love and Monsters is sort of the obvious one for skipping, isn't it? But the Doctor and Rose are in that so little, it's hardly fair to say they're out of character, isn't it?
That would be true.
Could you give me another clue? Actually, no, don't. I don't know. No, I should guess, shouldn't I? I should guess.
I can give you another clue, but if you, I'd rather you guess first.
Okay, sure. So, everybody's out of character, just skip it. So, what have we got? We've got New Earth, that's sort of fine. We've got. Love and Monsters.
You're going Love and Monsters.
Yeah, even though I said I wouldn't.
Okay, it's not Love and Monsters. If I were to tell you that Mickey is in this episode.
Oh, is it the Madame de Pompadour one I always forget? The girl in the fireplace.
It is the girl in the fireplace, yes.
Yeah, I don't remember that one much.
No, I always forget about that one when I'm thinking about the show. That and Fear Her are basically. Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so I'm calling that a yes. Do that. Do that. Okay.
Oh shit! Next.
Radio. So this is the last one then.
Okay.
Do you need me to let you concentrate on your fight first?
No, you're alright. Go ahead.
Okay. This is the last one. You currently have 5-3.
Okay.
If you get this, you would have got 2 out of 3, and that is something that Meatloaf would have greatly approved of. So please do your best.
How many did you get?
Oh, this is across multiple videos, so I can't really remember.
Alright, fair enough.
I was watching, like, I was including the ones that had like Whitaker and Capaldi and
Yeah.
I couldn't follow up for scoring. About a third of them, I would say, roughly. Okay, so for Doctor Who fans only, I made the mistake of watching this movie. It's horrible. Bad acting, bad dialogue, bad story, bad acting. So bad writing, bad dialogue, bad story, bad acting. I can only guess if you're a fan, you're into the characters and the in-jokes, etc. If you're not a fan, then it won't likely hold any interest for you, and you'll just notice how actually bad it is.
Hang on, this isn't an episode.
It is.
Okay, but he refers to it as a movie, and it seems to be suggesting that it's some sort of Doctor Who inspired film or something.
I know.
Right.
The video that I saw, they picked up on that, and they were like, "Do they mean the McGann? Not McCann. Do they mean the Paul McGann movie?" And they decided against it. And I would like to reiterate, I've made a point of only picking episodes that I know you've seen.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen the movie.
So, it's just something he finds shit and sort of thinks of as a movie, which sort of makes me think of the 3-parters. Well, I never really thought of them as 3-parters. I thought of them as like 2-parters with a little prelude that sort of ties into the previous episode. So, Utopia, The Sound of Drums, and Last of the Time Lords, and Turn Left, and the other 2.
I've never thought of them as a 3-parter.
Well, they're very connected, and they do
The Utopia
bring in one after the other.
Yeah, I get the Utopia thingy. I get that. That makes sense. But I never thought of Turn Left and the other 2 as being. Yeah, no, it's a good way of looking at it.
Well,
really.
it just lead right into the other. So I don't think of them as 3-parters because. Well, I think it's pseudo 3-parters really, but I suppose Utopia. You're harder pressed, really.
More of a...
Yeah. So let's go Utopia, The Sound of Drums, and Last of the Time Lords.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Incorrect.
Oh, bugger.
I understand why you've said what you've said.
Yeah, an educated guess. I didn't have a lot to go on. Just that they thought it was shit.
It was Day of the Doctor, which is the one.
Oh yeah, I hate that one too.
It's the one that had John Hurt in it and Matt Smith and David Tennant, which I know you saw.
And I reviewed, and I didn't like it.
So yeah, you know, that was that one.
But you know,
I mean, I did like it, but it's one of those things where, obviously, you know, you've got to. I think the interaction between the 3 of them was quite a. When they're in the cell, in particular.
I like the fact that David Tennant rips Matt Smith apart because he doesn't know offhand how many children died on Gallifrey.
Yeah.
That he's forgotten, and he's angry at himself because he knows one day he's going to forget too.
Yeah.
You know.
Like that whole that whole situation there.
Yes.
Just, it's such a. I honestly think it's a very powerful. It's probably the most powerful scene in the entire episode.
Yeah, it's great.
Um,
but I don't like the episode as a whole. I hate what they did to Elizabeth I. I know you think it's basically fine. I think it's fucking shit. And I wish they put some fucking effort into that, because it's just a bit.
well, you know what they like. They just wanted to tie up a loose end.
I know, but that I remember watching that episode when I was a kid, and I know you feel basically the same way about this. And it was such a great setup, because it was. We had no idea, and the Doctor had no idea. Elizabeth I just fucking hated him, and it was like, oh, what zany adventure is this going to lead to? I can't wait to find out.
Yeah.
And this was the fucking payoff. All those years later, after Russell T Davies, I guess, forgot about it.
Yeah, because I mean, it was Moffat, Chibnall, Gatiss, Curtis, Whitehouse, and Nye, or Whithouse, sorry, and Nye that wrote that one. Quite a lot of writers on that one, actually.
One Day of the Doctor.
Yeah, I didn't realise Chibnall was involved in that one.
Well, as a rule, I don't really care much for Mark Gatiss' writing. I mean, I like the League of Gentlemen and stuff, but I've seen those ghost stories for Christmas he does, and I don't think they're very good. They're just sort of meh.
Did you know that? What's his name? For fuck's sake, I've forgotten his name.
Ted Bundy.
No.
Ted Bundy could get a lawyer in Florida, and Trump seems to be struggling. That's funny to me.
Mark Gatiss has done 8 of the Christmas episodes. That's what I was going to say.
I mean, I like him as an actor. But,
Neil Gaiman's written 2 episodes as well.
The Doctor's Wife.
That was
the
one.
TARDIS thing.
That came up twice on the list of, maybe even 3 times in the various videos I watched. But I decided against it because again, it's a Matt Smith one, and it's.
No, I wouldn't have gotten it.
Fine in it. There's a wonderful line in it. Fear me, I've killed hundreds of Time Lords. Fear me, I've killed all of them.
Oh yeah, it's a good one liner, yeah.
And it's got Michael Sheen in it.
I like Michael Sheen.
As the, I think they called him House in it. I think he's the evil entity.
How long have we been going? Because looking for Goomy took a while. Right, we're about an hour and 13 minutes in.
Are we going for 2, or are we doing an hour and a half?
I think I want to do another Riff Tracks thing tonight.
Really?
Do you not?
Well, I don't know. I know how it went for you last time.
I know, but I've been practicing.
Oh, hang on. For continuity purposes, I don't know if you're going to have seen the Riff Tracks video.
They will have. I've put it up. It's. I couldn't be asked for the 100th episode thing. It's one of these episodes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know which, but it's one of them.
Fair enough. Well, one of these is our 100th episode. It may well be this one.
Happy 100th episode.
Also, that first Rift Tracks game, Ben did not do well.
No, well, I struggled a bit, and it's very difficult.
I'm just funnier.
Well, I sort of need time to think, because I thought of several good answers, or answers I would have been happy with at least. But obviously there wasn't enough time.
What are your thoughts on Richard Ayoade?
Why'd you ask?
Well, I'm gonna lead into it. I want to know.
I like him well enough, but
Yeah?
I don't. Not as much as many other people do.
He plays a very crucial role in the trailer for the new Fable game that is coming out at some point soon.
Right. Is he an elf or something?
He's a giant, funnily enough.
Okay.
And he's talking about adventurers and heroes and how they're terrible and how he's trying to conquer the vegetable world with his giant vegetables. And yeah, no, it looks like him. It sounds like him. It's basically him in a video game.
Okay.
Much like they did with Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk, but obviously not Cyberpunk.
Could you edit the size of your genitals in that game?
Yeah, you could.
Marvelous.
Yeah. And much like Clancy Brown.
It's that bitch.
Clancy Brown in Detroit Become Human. He was very realistic as well.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about actors in things like video games and animated films.
What, as their likeness?
Yeah, and even
I
just
suppose.
voice acting. It's like
I think it's perfectly reasonable
voice
thing
acting
to.
is a different craft to physical acting, and it does feel like sometimes they just want a big name involved.
Well, the trouble is, sometimes they are a perfectly suitable person in both the look and the sound.
Hmm.
So why not give the suitable person the job?
I just think you can do better. I just think voice actors are getting pushed out of the industry, out of the really big roles. They always go to Hollywood celebrities. Fucking celebrities.
Well, I mean,
There's
you
no
know,
respect for the craft anymore. Nobody
I
does
wouldn't
rep.
necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily call Richard Ayoade a massive Hollywood celebrity.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably bigger than I'm thinking, but he's,
He's playing a giant.
how witty of you.
Thank you.
There was also another game released, but you might actually, maybe, sort of be a little bit interested in. So I'm assuming you're probably not going to be all that interested in Fable. Now, you're going to initially say, no, not interested, but I want you to hear me out on this.
Okay.
It's a game called Star Wars Outlaws.
No, not interested.
You need to hear me out, Ben.
Okay.
It has been described as effectively Red Dead Redemption 2,
Hmm.
but in Star Wars.
Hmm.
Yeah, you see, you're slightly intrigued now, aren't you?
Hmm.
They reckon that you are supposed to be seamlessly, which obviously isn't going to be the case, but they are advertising it as seamlessly able to travel between worlds.
Hmm.
For
Sorry, were you waiting for a hmm? Hmm. You there? Oh, I think he's gone. I think he's gone. Unless he's being a dick. He's often a dick, you know. Hey ho. It's such a shame we weren't able to listen to the rest of that. I wonder what has happened to him. I wonder if he can hear me. I hope not. I called him a dick. He won't like that very much. He'll come back and he'll be all, God, yes, I heard you. Yeah. He says it's all gone wonky. He says it's all gone wonky. So, I'm going to briefly cut here, and we'll try to fix his wonkiness. We'll give our rival the courtesy of letting her finish. She gives us fly, which is lovely. That's why I wanted Tropius, because it could fly. I think he's fiddling about with stuff. I mean, he always bloody is. But oh, not this twat. God, I hate him so much. He's always fucking coming out of nowhere. He just wants to go to his island like Jeffrey Epstein. Anyway, back in a sec. Right.
I'm back.
Yeah, I found him.
Down the back of a sofa as well.
Yeah.
I was just wiggling my butt in a hope that it'd spank it, but it didn't happen.
No, I didn't.
I try so hard.
Too bloody hard.
So, I don't know what you were reacting to very much, but basically I was talking about Star Wars Outlaws.
Yes.
And how you're supposed to be able to apparently seamlessly travel from planet to planet. You can fly from ground, out of atmosphere, straight into space battles if that's what you want to do. It's meant to be set between 5 and 6.
See, you're losing me now, to be honest, and I'll tell you for why.
All right, then.
There's a game. I can't remember what it's called, but it's been in development hell for ages, and it's
No Man's Sky?
No.
Starfield.
Something like that.
It's the Bethesda one that has also been announced.
But it's been it was supposed to be like, yo, you can actually walk around ships in flight while somebody else is flying them, massive big, Star Destroyer type things, and you,
Oh, hang on. Is this Star Citizen?
yeah,
Yes. Okay.
that's what this is reminding me of. The idea that you can seamlessly go from pissing about on Tatooine to flying around and shooting things.
I would say yes. You should be expecting of similar, but Star Citizen was not a major publisher.
Yeah, I suppose it didn't have Lucas Games or Lucas Arts or Disney behind it or whatever.
This is a massive pre-existing property that has the already got the guaranteed fan base there to buy it.
Yeah, it
It will
sounds.
be if it is even half as open as they're saying it's going to be. It will be the most open world Star Wars game we would have ever had.
It will be the most open world game we've ever had,
I wouldn't.
presumably.
I wouldn't. I mean, I'd say something like No Man's Sky is
Oh,
probably.
something unseeable is in the way. Perhaps we will revisit this at some point.
Um, I'd say something like No Man's Sky or what's it called? Elite Dangerous, which is
Oh
meant
yeah,
to be a
No, I know Elite Dangerous. Yeah.
it's meant to be a scale model of the galaxy.
Mm.
Like it's fucking ridiculous. I would love to play that again, but I just keep. It's one of those massive downloads I have to wait for, and then I can't be able
My
to play it when
God.
it's done. You know,
Yeah.
I'd play it with you, but you wouldn't want it. You wouldn't enjoy it.
What? No, what was the
Elite
game?
Dangerous. Elite Dangerous.
Yeah,
I don't think
I'd watch you play that.
No. I would want to play it with you.
Oh,
Exactly. There we go.
I don't know, man.
It's not really a watch it sort of game, to be honest with you.
I've watched
But
it.
it is very much you could play it and then have a chat whilst you're flying to your place. It's very much that kind of a game.
I think you underestimate my ability to watch things and talk.
I don't know.
I would have fun watching you play that and giving you unwanted advice.
I'd rather you just focus on your own shit.
Well, I don't really want to do that, so I guess that's not something we're ever going to do. We will never
Okay, then.
touch what was it called, Elite Dangerous on this channel.
No, not necessarily. I may give up at some point.
Never ever do it.
Um, I've got one more game I want to talk about.
Okay,
Dying Light.
right, rings a bell.
Okay. Came out in 2015. I bought it a couple months back, so I could play it on the Steam Deck, and I started playing it literally like over the weekend, and I'm fucking loving it.
Well,
It's parkour and zombies.
this grass wasn't here before. Yeah,
It's parkour and zombies, and I'm shit at both.
yeah.
Like the zombies don't go down as easy as they're meant to. The parkour is tricky, but I'm a fat guy, so I don't really understand jumping.
No.
For some god knows why reason, I'm able to jump high enough to bounce off people's or zombies' shoulders in like whilst I'm running. But I don't understand that either. How the fuck can I jump that high, right?
Yeah.
And despite having been bitten and having slept like a fortnight, I've not turned yet.
Huh.
So I mean, I'm not. I think maybe it's a plot point that I'm meant to turn, and I because I've been doing a lot of side stuff
Yeah.
to try and level up a bit.
Okay. This isn't gonna work, is
I'm,
it?
I might have cheated the system a little bit, but
That's what Dazzle does, but that's just gonna... Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time.
yeah, it's important to find games to enjoy. And I've got the other one as well. I've got the sequel, Dying Light 2, naturally. So
Oh,
hope
fuck's sake.
I hope to play that at some point soon. Not till I've played the first one, mind.
Is it as good as Oregon Trail?
Oh, I would say it's considerably better than Oregon Trail.
Right.
But you know, that's not difficult, is it?
Hmm. I have no idea whether this garden's any good or not, whether I've ruined it or not. Some things look worse, some things look better. At this point, I'm just content to say I did my best. God help me.
Well, that's all anyone can do.
I think I was watering some of the weeds in a flower bed. I think I mistook some weeds for proper plants, and I've been watering them heavily to keep them alive. And now they look massive.
Oh, and everything's a weed if you don't want it.
Why is it falling asleep? Oh, I think that's right. Moonrazer can put things to sleep. I forget.
Moonrazer, wider than a mile.
Almost. Shit. Oh, that's fucking ironic.
Dazzle it with that dust.
Yeah, it's gonna half it.
Bejazzle it.
Yeah. Is that still a thing? Bejazzle's. Everybody was on about bejazzling, weren't they?
I'm gonna level with you. I don't honestly know
No.
whether it's a thing or not because I don't have one.
No.
And I don't really think about it all that much.
Well, you make it sound like I do. I only started thinking about it because you mentioned them.
Well,
That's why it wasn't a topic in my very first video with you.
was it not?
No.
Oh, well. Sucks to...
Well, look who it is.
Oh, we've come full circle. What actually got achieved today other than getting a...
Very little. It's a
Okay.
long route with lots of trainers.
I suppose it's gonna take long if you spend 20 minutes trying to get a Google.
True that.
Yeah. I'm
So-
thinking of the type of porn that refers to Google.
What we'll do is we'll do this, and then we've got to meet Stephen on the bridge.
Stephen on the bridge. We're not going to push him off, are we?
No.
Oh, that's a point. Something I quite like about Dying Light is that you can kick zombies, and if you kick them from off ledges and stuff, the fall can kill them, which is perfectly reasonable. I think the verticality has been considered in both directions. There.
Yeah.
You can hack their arms off or chop their head off or whatever. But you get kicking them off a roof is a perfectly valid method. And some of them will climb up after you, so you can just stand there waiting for them to climb up, wait till they get close up, and just kick them in the face.
Yeah.
And then they bash their brains against the floor. Hooray! It's a nice touch to include in the game.
Well, we're not going to kick Stephen off the bridge.
Okay.
He's got a gift for us.
Oh God. Dare I ask?
Well, we'll find out. It's annoying that if you don't do the interview with Gabby and Ty... Okay, that's a bit creepy. I didn't mean to do that. If you don't do the interview with them, they will stay here. And you won't be able to fight them again. If you do, they'll go back to the place where we first found them. And then the second, and it'll just keep going and going and going. And that's sort of how I tend to grind in the later stage game when I need to. Which is not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. There is a rematch function sort of thing, but it's sort of every now and then someone will say they're interested in fighting you again. So it's not foolproof.
Oh, you did a lot there.
What? Oh yeah, no, it rested. It roosted. But I'll get it this time. Just you watch me. Just you watch me do it.
Yeah, I'm watching.
No, you're not. You're looking at your phone. Yeah, we did it.
I am looking. My phone's plugged in charging.
So Google's going to evolve when we get its happiness up.
You got to make those Googles happy.
Yeah, we do.
I feel like you've cut across there so that I couldn't say something inappropriate.
No, I would get that iron, but there's a thing in the way. Well, look who it is. So, yes, my Pokemon are ready for battle. What's it going to be? What?
Oh wow, hooray.
It's a Kecleon. they're sort of hidden around the place. In fact, one of them's blocking the entrance to the gym, so we would have had to come here before we fought the gym anyway.
Oh, it's a good job that we came here, man.
Oh, come on, give us a break, mate.
Moonrazer.
Oh, yeah, Kecleon's got an ability. It's called Colour Change. If you hit it with the move, its type changes to be of that move. It's originally a normal type. You can be very tactical about that on both sides. So if I had hit it with a dark move first, even if it was a really weak dark move, I could then hit it with a fairy type move and it would do super effective damage. So, yes. Little top tip.
I hope you like that one, Keith.
Well, he got attacked by a pigeon. Right. How long have we been going? I think I'm going to call it. Yeah, I'm going to call it here. It's not quite an hour and a half, really. But I think we made slow progress today, admittedly. But
I don't feel like we achieved all that much.
No, he didn't really. But we got Goo Girl. That thing I wanted most in my life. I now possess.
A Goo Girl.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thanks for watching, everybody.
That makes sense.
Bye.
You haven't saved.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I say bye and then I save.
Do it now while everyone can see, so that we know that you're not just carrying on.
See
Thanks,
this?
bye.
This is me saving.
Bye.
Bye. Hope you're happy now.
Bye.
Bye.